What's up? This video is on pieces of advice I would give myself if I was 18, 20 again. Now I'm 28, if I was 20 years old or whatever. So first one would be go to therapy and meditate consistently. So a whole lot of personal trauma and baggage growing up. That's why I didn't even start, working until I was 25 really. I sort of graduated and then I sort of did as little as I could over the next couple of years just to get by. So yeah, that's didn't really start working until I was 25. Just yeah, just self-loathing, depression, procrastination, um, victim mentalities, like all this thing. Like maybe I could have accelerated that process or not have suffered as long if I had gotten more help and been more open to that. So there are times for multiple years. I was super depressed twice in my life, but for multiple years, at one point, I used to, cry myself to sleep pretty regularly, like once or twice a week. I'd just be crying for like a whole hour. Um, Driving to places and just driving on the highway and I'm crying, or at the gym, I'm in the middle of a set and I'm just crying in between my sets. So yeah, pretty pretty dark. And I'd yell at myself. I'd lose my voice at least once. Or I'd sleep 6 nights a week. I couldn't sleep because I was so angry, and I couldn't. I'd lose my voice because I was so angry. I'd just be yelling at myself and everything. I was filled with rage, filled with rage. So that's one thing. Second thing would be to ignore women for 2 to 3 years until I'm a G. So I started going to university at 19, started, talking to girls, approaching women. I'd been sort of repressed my desires throughout my whole childhood and stuff. And just lack of confidence, really. Suppressed. I don't know the difference between suppressed and repressed. But basically, I wasn't at the point where I was attractive enough, or I had sort of myself together even enough to, to even like keep a girl around. So I approached so many girls, like thousands, had like 500 numbers in my phone. And obviously, this is a tremendous amount of time and energy. I went on like 100 first dates, and I think I got like 1 or 2 second dates out of that. So, I mean, I don't think that's like very successful. Um, Huge amount of energy. I was, yeah, like if I'd been able to focus more on my happiness and stuff, but it's kind of hard with like the raging hormones and uncontrolling. Like I literally find like every third or fourth girl, like I'd find every like fourth girl attractive or whatever. Now I'm like picky as fuck. Picky until so ignore them. Focus on like what I would have done is I should have picked up like a part-time job or something, or looked into making money online. I don't know, just been more serious about my study, or hobbies, or built a circle. I mean, I was doing quite a bit of things, so it wasn't like I was doing nothing. But yeah, I would like knowing what I know now, just seeing how much of a low level of like status I had at the time, and how sort of not attractive I was. I would, yeah, I would have just focused like 3 years on maxing out my attractiveness. And of course, like my energy and my state of being, from the first point about, therapy and emotions and all that shit. So that would have tremendously changed the way I was approaching, with my energy and stuff. Even unconsciously, I probably didn't notice it. Third point would be don't dirty bulk. So I bite into Mark Ripto's starting strength mentality. Like over the years I've been reading, just eat as much as possible, get as strong as possible, and cut. Fortunately, the cutting part was tremendously difficult, and I kept regaining the weight over and over again. Finally managed to change my eating habits. Yeah, it was I was growing up, I was always like 15% body fat. I was always really lean, kind of skinny. Now I'm like 18, 19% maybe. And yeah, most like I was super fat. I was like 100 kilos, which is like 220 pounds, for a long time. And then 200, I was just super fat, like 25% body fat for like 3 years. I just kept regaining the weights. So the reason was because I'd put my ego and confidence into lifting heavy weights. So like, lifting 200 kilos. All right, let's deadlift 250. All right, got that. Let's do 300 now. So I never made it to 300. Still want to. But yeah, I developed a huge sense of sort of attachment to lifting and confidence and stuff. And I'd attach that to just eating as much as I could. And it was really hard to break that. It was really hard to change the habits. Every time I cut, it regained. So yeah, what I would have done is, because I'd obviously subscribed to that mentality, is being able to unsubscribe and change my mind faster when I see that things aren't working out. So, if I had more of that sort of inner guidance of myself, then maybe I would have been fat for like 6 months and realized, fuck this is not for me. But yeah, and instead it was hard to break that chain of staying overweight. Fourth one, difficult conversation today. Fourth one would be stay consistent with hobbies. So done a bit of salsa dancing. I'm going to choir, but I played a bit of guitar as well. But if I've been super consistent, like every day throughout the years, playing an hour a day. Because I mean, there were times I was consistent for like 6 months, but then I took like 2 years off playing or whatever. So yeah, if I'd been super consistent and hired a teacher, that's two things I would tell myself. So these are four things I would tell myself. So just recapping, the first one would be go to therapy. Didn't talk about this, but meditate consistently. Ignore women for 2 to 3 years until I build my status. Third one would be don't dirty bulk, and stay in control of sort of use your, be more intact with your inner confidence. And stay consistent with hobbies. So yeah, four things. Obviously I could go on for like an hour on fucking lessons that I would give myself to my 20-year-old or 18-year-old. But yeah, we'll just keep this video to 7 minutes and 11 seconds. Peace.